What happens when two dumbass teenage girls and an unsuspecting Uber driver's worlds collide? I can show you better than I can tell you. Stick around. What's up, fans? Ken Moser here, aka K-Dog, back with another video. Today's video is a little sad. A couple days ago, you might have heard already on the news about these teenage girls, 13 and 15. They carjacked an Uber driver by the name of Muhammad Anwar down by the Navy Yard. And that's part. It's sad, but I'm thinking about it and I'm feeling outrage and I'm feeling empathy. Let me explain both. I'm outraged because here's two teenage girls, 13 and 15. They ain't got nothing better to do. Out of all the shit in this city to do that's positive, they ain't got nothing better to do than to try to hatch a plan to carjack somebody. 13 and 15. And not only do you plan a carjacking, you take public transportation, the subway, down to the Navy Yard. And that's part. And actually try to pull it off. The first thing I thought about was, I do DoorDash. And I'm in that area every single day, 2-3 times a day. So the minute I seen the video, I knew where they were. As a matter of fact, let's watch the video.
What's going on?
Hold the cops. They're trying to steal a car. She's stealing their car. He's stealing the car? Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops. It's been called. It's been called. It's been called. It's been called. They stole the car. These girls stole the car. Hey, they stole the car. They stole the car. These girls. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. There's the dead driver. Oh my God. Everybody needs to step back in the seat. I saw what happened. I need everybody to step back. There's gas leaking. Yeah, hey, back up, back up, back up. I seen it down there.
When I seen this video, my wife showed it to me yesterday and I had to look it up. It's gruesome. It's really gruesome. And you really feel for the Uber driver. Because these dumbass girls don't know what the hell they're doing. Trying to do grown folks' business as a kid. I was listening to some commentary and this guy said it's between poverty, environment, and a breakdown of the family unit. Really? Cut the poverty out. It is a breakdown of the family unit. And that has been worked upon for the last 50 years. All respect to all those single mothers out there that are working hard and trying to raise their kids on their own. But let me explain something to you. It took two to make it. It takes two to raise it. That old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Y'all need to really go back and really understand what that means. Young people not taking parental responsibilities seriously. And when I say take it seriously, I'm speaking from experience. Because I got 4 kids, 12 grandkids. And I can guarantee you, none of my kids would think about doing some stupid shit like this. When I was their age, I wouldn't thinking of stupid shit like this. When I say taking parenting seriously, once you have a child, ages 0 till about 10, I call those the gravy years. Because those are the easiest years. Your child looks up to you with wide eye and wonderment, follow you everywhere, hang on your every word. You put them in daycare, you put them in preschool, they go to kindergarten and all, and you're reveling in all the attention that your child gets because you figure it's flowing on to you. Oh, they're getting gold stars in school and they're the smartest kid in school. Really? What are they doing? Majoring in nap time? Being an expert at finger painting? Come on now. Come holler at me when they hit 11, 12, 13, and more. When they got more distractions in school, more distractions at home with their friends, peer pressure kicks in. That's when you know how good of a parent you are. That's when you know if your discipline took hold. When you can leave your kid and they still do the right thing. And the reason they do the right thing is because they have more fear of you as the parent than they got anybody else on that street. And I'm talking through experience too, okay? Because I did my little dirt as a kid, nothing really major, but just stupid shit. And when I got caught, the worst thing I would want them to do is to call my mother. You can do whatever you want. You can draw and quarter me. You can put honey and ants on me. I don't care. Don't call my mother. Kids ain't got that today. You know why? Because they're being raised by kids. How are you going to teach a child how to be an adult when you're not even an adult? You don't even know how. As for Muhammad Anwar, I feel empathy because an innocent man died that day. And he died kind of gruesomely. Because if you watch that video, you see the way he was positioned after the car crashed. That means he was thrown against that rail, that steel gray I see every day, with enough force to kill him. Now, of course, they said he was pronounced dead at the hospital, and that's only because only a coroner can pronounce someone dead. So he was probably dead at the scene. That's where my heart kind of dropped. Luckily, he's got a GoFund, and it's exceeded its limits that they wanted. They wanted 100,000. It's up to about 750,000, which that's good for the family. But I'm sure the family would rather have him. He was a father and a grandfather, so he was loved, and he died for nothing. Nothing. Now, this part you might disagree with me with, think I'm being a little callous, but this is to all the immigrants out there that come over to this country. You guys come over here for whatever reason. You leave your country for what, poverty, persecution, whatever. You hear all these stories about America and how America is so great and it's the land of opportunity. That's bullshit. Don't think for a second that the bad people that you left in your country aren't over here too. They're just as bad, if not worse, over here. And I say that because Mr. Anwar, doing a delivery, left his car, left the keys in it, and the car running. Again, not realizing where he is. Not only is he in America, he's in Southeast. And a lot of you people are not from DC, but Southeast ain't no joke. But you can do that anywhere. You don't leave your keys in the car, and you don't leave it running and leave the car unattended. Now, where he got this sense that nothing would happen, I don't know, but he paid the price for it. We all know what happened shouldn't have happened. In a perfect world, it wouldn't. We ain't living in a perfect world. We're living in a world that's filled with ugly and nasty, mean, cruel people. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. Because the minute you let your guard down, that's when something bad happens to you. In closing, again, this is for the immigrants that come over here. You come over here, there's a war going on. A war that wages 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I'm not talking about white versus anybody of color. That's an old war. That's old news. I'm talking about the war for money. That never ends. The war for money. The Locks and Lil' Kim had a song called Money, Power, Respect. Tony Montana said, first you get the money, then you get the power. That war never ends. That war is against those who have the money versus those who are trying to get the money. And that's a never-ending battle. Money, power, respect. Money, you get the money, which brings you the power, which brings you the respect. And people want it because when you have money and power, people look at you differently and treat you differently. That's where the respect comes in, because they have to respect how you got it and how you keep it. I'm going to say something that's old and we should all know it. Authorities tell you, insurance companies tell you, never leave your car with the keys in the ignition. Never leave your car running unattended. I never do. When I'm out, if I'm walking more than 3 feet away, my keys are in my pocket, my alarm is on, my door is locked. Because I'm not leaving that window for some butthead to come try me. Because if you take my car, you're taking me with you, regardless. And see, that brings me to another point. Those two girls, what they did it in an area that's turning predominantly white. They knew who they were targeting. They targeted who they thought was weak. Again, I've said this in plenty of videos. Wolves eat, sheep get slaughtered. Again, in closing, parents, take parenting seriously. Take rearing your children seriously. Be more engaged in what they're doing, what's in their life, as much as possible. And some people may not like this. Instill that fear, which is a healthy fear, that there'll be consequences when they mess up. Because that's how the real world works. Those two girls facing murder charges. You think they like to take that shit back now? And I guarantee you, I want to be in that courtroom when the trial starts. Because I dare that judge to say, I wonder where the parents are. So I can say, oh, y'all tell us you can't hit the kids no more. You want us to raise our kids the way you raise yours. We have a certain way of disciplining our children. If you've been taught that. That's my message for today. I'm Ken Mosley, a.k.a. K-Dog, signing out. Peace.